Naam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulullah. We give thanks to Allah. We ask the blessing on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household companions and non-Muslim. Inshallah, today we want to look at I want to round off our topic on Tawkid, that is on emphasis. So today we want to look at some exercises, as you can see on the board, التدريبات على التوكيد, exercises on Tawkid. So we have from the textbook, this is Tamarin 13, that is the I'rab part. So we are going to try to do I'rab of these sentences here. Also is that we have another Tamarin that we also check in the book. So this is something written out by me so that we solve that also. On these are English words, so we want to translate them to Arabic using Tawkid. So those are those things we have on Tedribat. So after that, by watching the videos, you can also try to make some attempts in the books and some others. Now, quickly, let us look at this I'rab. We have here Nazufat Yadahu Kiltahuma. How are we going to do the I'rab? Firstly, we should note that when we told us that Tawkid is part of the words of the Tabi'un. We told us there are 4 tawabi'un. Those things that, the way I can use them, I'll call them follow. They follow what comes before them in words, in Arab. So we have 4 types of tawabi'un. And one of the tawabi'un is nat, which we have discussed. Another is what is tawkid, which we are discussing now. We also have what badal. Badal is also a word, a tawkid, and also what artful. These 2, we have not done them. In fact, today that's why we are going to start with artful. Do we get? So the one when we have things like this, they always follow what's come before them in their I'rab. Do we get? So that will reflect in the I'rab we are going to do. So let's look at this statement. Nazufat yadahu kilitahuma. Nazufat yadahu is 2 ants. This yadahu now is yadani, 2 ants. So because it's used as mudaf, the nun is cleaned off. So it now become yadahu. So the root is yadani plus what? Yadun, 1 ant, yadani, 2 ants, plus the a'udamir. Do you get? So when this comes together, the nun will leave, so it will become yadahu. Do you understand? So nazufat yadahu is 2 ants are clean, kilitahuma, both of the 2 ants. So want to do, that means this tawkid, kilita, it is what? It is emphasizing yada. Do we understand? That's why you have kilita. Do you get now? Because yadun is feminine. Your hand is feminine because it's twin in your body. So that is why we have kilita instead of kilahuma. So it's kilita. And it's not kilitai because this yada is fine. So it's in Rafun state. So this one too will be in Rafun state. Do you get? They are both Musanna. So their Rafun both is Alif. So quickly let's look at the Rab. So Nazufat. This is what Fa'ula fi'l madhi mabniyun ala al-fathi. Of course, you have been following our Rab. You know, you will not say mabniyu ala sukun. Do we get now? It's mabniyu ala what? Ala al-fathi. So it's the root word of that verb. We always what the root word of the verb takes. Not what comes to, not the suffix that attached to it that we are going to use to do the I'rab, but the word itself, the original word. So the fa, it ends there. So if you have jalasat too, it will be mabniyu ala maza ala al-fathi. Do you get now? So this ta'nis is not a domir. We have been saying it for a very long time. So it's just alamatu what? Alamatu ta'nis. La mahalla min al-i'rab. Do you get now? So nazufat fi'l madhi. This nazufa fi'l madhi mabniyyu ala al-fath. Quickly, let's move on. Yada. This action, we have seen an action. The action is nazufat. Who performed it? The 2 ants. You see, he says the 2 ants were cleaned. Do you get now? Both of them are what? Are clean. The 2 ants are neat, that they are not dirty. That's the meaning. So the action, this nazufa, is performed by the yada and the 2 ants. So this is our fa'il. So yada is what? Fa'il marfu'un bi alif. Fa'ilun marfu'un bi alif li'annahu musanna. Because normally when something take rafun, you're supposed to take rafun with what? With dhamma. So when we do not see dhamma, which is the aslu of rafun, we must mention the reason why it is taking rafun with another thing. So that's why we said was fa'il marfu'un bi madha بألف لأنه مثنى, because it's what? It's a dual noun. So مثنى. وهو أيضا مضاف. It is also مضاف. فاعل مرفوع بماذا؟ بألف لأنه مثنى. وهو أيضا مضاف. Do you get the مضاف? Now this is our who. Who is what? ضمير متصل مبني على ضم في محل جر الإضافة, because it is our مضاف إليه. But when you have مبني like that for primary verbs, you need to mention the مبني. You not tell us the words, the محل it is. So that is that. I'll not take time because I've done the wrong محل before. So this way we are going, kill it up. So this is our tawkid. So what will I say? I will say what? Tawkidun. Tawkidun marfu. So tawkidun, I will use the first one. Tawkidun tabi'un maza. So this is the pattern I'll be using for the tawkid. Tabi'un is following what is taking what? Rafun, abi. So I'll say tabi'un marfu'in. Tabi'un maza marfu'in maza. Tabi'un marfu'in marfu'un. So this is on in Rob. Tabi'un marfu'in marfu'un bimaza bi alifin. Bi alifin. Why? لأنه مثنى. So do we get now? So tabi'un marfu'in marfu'un bi alifin, because is what? It is a dual tawkid what? Tool. So wawa aidan mudaf. It's also mudaf because this huma is mudaf related to it. So I'll say huma domiru muttasil mabniyu ala maza ala sukun fi mahalli maza fi mahalli jarr al idafa. So that is the Rob on that. So in comment section, consequent time, the Rob will send to the. So quickly that's that. Quickly let's move to the next one. Da'awna tabiba nafsahu. Da'awna tabiba nafsahu. The doctor, we called the doctor himself. So it's not a representative of the doctor. We call the doctor himself. So da'awna, this is fi'l wa fa'il, which you have known before. Tabiba, this is maf'ul bi mansub fathat zahira. This is where we are going. So this is nafsa. It is what? This is our mu'akkad. This is what this is the tawkid. It is what? It is doing tawkid for tabib. So if they follow the same, they will have the same i'rab, because we told us it's part of the word tawabi. We say tabi'un. So how will I do i'rab of nafsa? I will say nafsa tawkidun tabi'un mansubin tabi'un mansubin mansubun. Tabi'un is following what? What is taking nasbu? So tabi'un mansubin mansubin. Tabi'un mansubin means that it is following what is taking nasbu. It itself is also taking what? Nasbu. So do you get? So tabi'un mansubin mansubin. I will not add this one to it. So tabi'un mansubin mansubun bi what? Bi fathati zahira wa huwa aidan mudaf. It's also mudaf. So this who is now what? Domir mutasim mabni ala domi fi mahalli jar al idafa. So that is very, very simple. So the next one, hal zaraka anta ahadun al-yawm. Has anybody visited you yourself today? Have anybody visited you yourself today? Don't mind my English. I'm just trying to emphasize. So what is the tawkid here? This is our muhakkad. This domir mutasil. So this is what is being used to emphasize it. So let's quickly do the enroll. So you can see this is the tawkid manner. Do we get now? So that is that. So okay, so this is the tawkid lafziyu. So astaghfirullah is the tawkid lafziyu. So when you want to do tawkid lafziyu of domir mutasil, we are going to use domir muazza, domir munfasil. Quickly. So hal adawat istifham. Do you get mabniyu ala sukun? That's the harfu. So zar fil mad mabni ala al-fathi. This is our card. Domir mutasil mabniyu ala al-fathi fi mahalli nasbi. Because this you are the one that is being visited. Fi mahalli nasbi. Now this answer is the what? Is the tawkid. How are you now going to do the inrab? You do the inrab by what? First mentioning that it is mabniyu, because we have said that from the inrab we have been doing before. When you have something that is mabniyu, you first do the is mabniyu and inrab. You now tell us it's mahal. Do we get now? So this is anta. Anta is a what type of domir? Is a domir what? Munfasil. Mabniyu ala al-maza ala al-fatihi. So Fimali, what is this car taking now? This car is Fimali Nasbi. Do you agree? What is Mafulu be? So if this is a tawkid for it, this one too will also be what? Fimahali Nasbi. because it's following what is taking what? What is in Nasbu position. Because this ka is maf'ul be here. This verb, the person performed this verb zaro, is the verb goes to what? This ahadun. So this ka is maf'ul be. So this is what is emphasizing this ka. The answer is emphasizing the ka. So what will I say? I will say anta domiru munfasil is a domir that is separate to the domir munfasil mabniyu ala al-fathi fi mahalli nasbi, because this ka that is also emphasizing is in nasbu position. So they will share the same word, the same in Rob. We told us that Tawkid always follow what comes before it in Rob, meaning that when we have what comes before anything that we call a tabi'un, like Tawkid also, like all this. So when that thing take a slap, do we get now? What is coming after your tabi'un too must be giving that slap. So when what comes before is taking a nasbu, the tabi'un too will take a word nasbu, and Tawkid is also part of the word, the fourth tabi'un in Arabic grammar. So this is ahadun fa'il marfu'un bi dammati zahira. So this is al-yawmu. Al-yawmu is denoting time. So that says zarfu what zaman. So that's maf'ulu fihi mansubun bi fathati zahira. So that is that. So the one we send to the comment section, inshallah. So we have izhabu antum anfusukum ila naziri. So izhabu antum anfusukum ila naziri. So this is the tawkid word. If you stop here, to be tawkid mother, tawkidu labziyu. But because this anfusukum is added, we use anfusukum for what? Tawkid what? Man, we use. Do you understand? So let's quickly do the rub. So izhabu. So what is being first emphasized? Let's get it. Is this wawu jamua? I want to emphasize. And wawu jamua, when you sit in like institution like this, is always female rofun. Wawu jamua is always female rofun. So let's quickly do this. Izhabu domi فعل الأمر مبني على ماذا؟ على دومي في مبني على دومي. Oh, this فعل الأمر, sorry. So we say فعل الأمر مبني على ماذا؟ على حذف النون. مبني على حذف النون. Not look at the word of فعل الماضي. If it is ذهب now, say مبني على what? على دومي. It is solely be واو جماعة. But if it is فعل الأمر, you don't do it like that. Say what? فعل الأمر مبني على ماذا؟ على حذف النون. Because this is coming from what? There's habuna. So mabniyu ala hasfin nun, the nun that is clean here. Do you get? So the wawu jamaa, what will be the rub of the wawu jamaa? Wawu jamaa domir muttasil mabniyu ala sukun fi mahalli raf'in li fa'il. Fi mahalli raf'in li fa'il. So that means this wawu jamaa is in raf'un position. So this antum that is doing tawkid lafzi for it will also be in what? That same position. So how will I do rub of antum? Antum is a domir word, munfasil. And we all know that all domir, from the song we have taught us then, all domir, they are always what? Mabniyu. So antum, what's the rub? Antum, domiru munfasil, mabniyu ala sukun. Fi mahalli raf'in. Why is it in mahalli raf'in? Because what is doing tawkid for is also in what? In raf'in position. So anfusukum, anfusu. Do you get now? So this tawkid word, tawkid ma'na wiju, do you get? Mabniyu ala maza ala dommi. Do you get now? So how are you doing, Rob? So you say tawkid ma'na wiju, tabi'un marfu'un. Because it's following what is what? What are in raf'un position. So tabi'un is following marfu'un. Since they are in raf'un position, it's also what? Marfu'un. That is why it is also what is in raf'un state. وهو أيضا مضاف. So again أنفسه تابع ماذا؟ تابع مرفوع مرفوع تابع مرفوع مرفوع في محل وهو أيضا مضاف. It's also مضاف like this. So كم ضمير ماذا؟ ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل جر الإضافة. So أنفسه again تابع ماذا؟ تابع مرفوع مرفوع وهو أيضا مضاف. كم ضمير متصل مبني على السكون في محل جر الإضافة. So إلى النازل جار ومجرور. Do we get now? So next one احترق أثاث. So what of this is إذهبوا أنتم. You yourself should go to the words examiner or the investigator. Do you get now? Or inspector. So احترق أثاث المنزل جميعه. All the words, all the furniture of the house. the furnitures of the house احترق got burnt جميعه, all of them. So all the furniture of the house got what? Got burnt. So quickly let's look at that. So this is our file. This is our file. This our file is also what is being emphasized. So how do we know? If it is the manzil that is emphasized, the jemi anhu will become what? Jemi anhi. How do we know that this jemi is going back to the asasu? Because they share the same words. They share the same irab. This one is taking rafun. This is also taking what? Rafun. So this will assist in our words, in our irab. So itaraka fi'l madi mabni ala al-was ala al-fasi. So asasu fa'il marfu' bi dammatin zahira wa huwa aidan mudaf. So al-manzil mudaf ilayhi, do we get majrurun bi kasrati zahira. So jami'un, since jami'un is a tawkid, what will you say? Tabi'un marfu'in, tabi'un marfu'un. It is follow what is taking what? Rafun. So that's why it is also taking rafun. So it's tabi'un marfu'in wa huwa aidan mudaf. So this who is what? Domiru madha? Domiru muttasil mabniju ala dommi fi mahalli jarr al-idafa. So that's our mudaf ilayh there. Do we get now? So you can say fi mahalli jarr mudaf ilayh. So that's that on the rob. It will be sent to the comment section. Quickly, let's take this also. Let's quickly take this this one. It's not in the textbook, but just an exercise you can also play with, so that it will help us or assist us in understanding Tawkid. So we want to use Tawkid to translate them into Arabic language. So it's said that أغلب العبارات الآتية عبارات الإنجليزية الآتية. So this is عبارات الإنجليزية الآتية. So this is how it will be. So أغلب العبارات الإنجليزية الآتية. So which means what? Arabize this this English statement that is coming. You should Arabize them. So look at this. I myself. That means the I is being emphasized. I myself beat the boy. So what is I? I beat. I beat first. So that was what? That will be darabtu. So we not rush this. That will be darabtu, Abi. So this is darabtu. So now the next thing is that if I want to say myself, myself should be nafsi. Nafsi like this. Do we get now? So I'll just say darabtu nafsi al-walada. This is what I'm supposed to write. But the grammarian said that we cannot write this way. That when we have a word, domiru what? Mutasil, and you want to add tawkid, this type of tawkid manawi, what are we going to do first? We need to add what? Domiru moza, domiru munfasil in between. So that's why I will write this. It's now become what? Darabtu moza, darabtu. I will now put what? Ana. This is, if I stop at this ana and wala, that is correct. So this is what tawkid what labziyu. Do you get now? So it will be darabtu ana. So now be what? Nafsi. Nafsi maza, nafsi al-was al-walada. Do you get that now? So that is that. So we have done the tawkid of this darabtu with ana nafsi. So we can stop this at this ana. That will be tawkid labziyu. That is like saying ja'a zaydun zaydun. That will be labziyu for domir mutasil. So let's look at this, and if you use this, then that will be tawkid muaza manawiyu, because you are using the tawkid manawiyu for it. So the next is what? He himself ate the food. He himself ate. So what is he ate? That's the first now translate. He ate is what? Akala. Akala. Akala also have his fine. What is fine? His fine is what? Domir mutasil. So the same would that go with domir mutasil go with it. That when we want to do tawkid of it, I want to now say akala. He ate the food. That's akala. Akala what? At-ta'am. This is how it will be. Akala at-ta'am. Do you get now? Now, if I now want to add this, I will say akala moza. Akala nafsuhu or ainuhu. Akala nafsuhu at-ta'am. But don't forget what we have said. The grammarian don't allow this. Do we get now? They say when we want to do tawkid of domir muttasil or domir that is what? That is mustatir. We need to bring domir munfasil before we can use our tawkidu mother, tawkidu ma'nawiyyu. So what will it now be? Akala. Akala what? Huwa. Do you get now? Nof what? Nofsuhu. Do you get? Our mother at Can you see? This is how we do. So what's the next thing? I called her herself. Don't worry about this grammar. That's why I put it in brackets. Do you get now? We are not grammar, I beg. So I called her. Called, which means here is to call with a phone. So the verb we want to use there is what? Call. So that was call to. Call to call somebody using the phone. So call, I say go with Arabic, English, but called, it called. So it can make you to remember it. So call to, I called her. So it will be what? Call to her. So this I called her. Do you get now? So we now have what? Herself. That means this her is being emphasized. So what is this her? Her is a domir what? Muttasil. It is a domir what? Muttasil. So because it's domir muttasil, if I just bring this herself now and say call to her, nafsuha, I can't do this. Because why can't I do this? Because this domir is not ismu zohir like Zaid that can just bring this thing mubasharatan. I will just bring this tawkid manawi. I will just bring it straight. For instance, if I say kobaru to Zaidan, kobaru to Moza, kobaru to Zaidan, I think we have treated this last week. So kobaru to Zaidan, I can say what? Nafsahu. Do we get now? I can use this. I can just follow. Are we getting? But I cannot use it with this. Zaid is ismu zohir, but this is a what? A pronoun. Do you understand? So what will we do? So when we have a pronoun and the pronoun is a domir muttasil, what are we going to do? We are going to add tawkid mother, and we are going to first add, before we can use this tawkid manawi, we must add what? This type of domir. That's domir mufasil. So it will now be what? Baritu. You know, this is what we are want to emphasize. So what go with her? What corresponds with it is what? Here. So it will now be Baritu here. We now bring the nafsu now. So it will now be what? Nafs. What will nafs take? It's going to be nafsu or nafsa or nafsi? We look at it. This ha is in what position? It is in position of what? Nasbu. Because that's the person being called. And the person being called will be what? Maf'ulu bihi. So that will be what? Baritu here. Nafsa. Nafsaha. So that is that. I think we have solved the questions, the two tadribat so far. I think that should increase us very well in our, in our understanding. So the one we want to look at again is this last one in Term 7. I found it very, very interesting. The students will surely love it. So let's quickly look at it. You can get hold of your textbook. If you don't have it, you can download the textbook on our Telegram page that we created for this group. That is the free Nahwul class. You don't need the link. It's a public group. Just go to Telegram and search for free Nahwi. Just write free Nahwu. It will bring the group for you. You don't need the link to get there. So quickly, Term 7 said Akid ما في الجمل الآتية من الضمائر الرفع المتصلة والضمائر المستترة توكيدا معنويا بالنفس أو العين. You should use نفس وعين to do توكيد of this domain we have here. Some of them are ضمير رفع المتصلة and some are ضمير الضمائر المستترة. So each list, for instance, look at this each list now. I'm cleaning this. You can rewind this thing. Just draw it back. If you want to copy the answer to the question here, you can just draw it back and get it. There's no problem in that. So we have each list. So how do we do tawkid of each list? So you can see when you see each list, the tawkid, the domir that will be there will be is a domir mustatir, and that is answer. So I'm going to before we can use nafsuka. Before we are told to use nafsu or ain in the instruction. You should use nafsu or ain to do tawkid of those doms. So the domir is domir mustatir. So before I can use this nafsuka there, I need to bring what? I will bring answer. So it will be what? Each list answer nafsuka. So we are solving Temarin 7. Please, let's take note. We are solving Temarin Mother, Temarin 7. Temarin 7, that's what we are solving. So Idris answer, Nofsuka Haisu Ajilisu. So sit where I'm sitting. So undo, look at this undo. So what we are emphasizing is this one with Jamaa. So it will be undo, antum, what? Anfusukum. Undo antum, anfusukum. You get? Because this is the rough position and is a domain with so we need to bring domain fossil first before we can bring Taukid what minor wiju. Do we get? The next one is said undo anfusukum al-marido. And you yourself should visit the what? The sick. Meaning that don't send somebody to go there. You yourself should visit the sick. Say ta'awadi dash al-hilma. Ta'awadi. Accustom yourself. Ta'awadi. That you are talking to a female here. So that's ta'awadi. Ta'awadi. I will not finish this term, but now just do only 5. So ta'awadi, because the person is a female, we want to use nafsu. So it will be nafsuki. Nafsuki. So what will I put here? What will I put here? It will be ta'awadi anti. Ta'awadi anti. Do you get now? So ta'awadi anti nafsuki al-hilmu. Accustom yourself. Accustom yourself to what? To forbearance. You should have a temora. Do you get now? You say udurusna. Udurusna. So udurusna. So what will it be? Udurusna. Udurusna. Study. Udurusna. Udurusna. So you can see. So what will I use? Udurusna. Before I can use anfusu, we will use one what? Antunna. Antunna. Anfuwanza. Anfusukunna. Anfusukunna. Can see. If I can use this anfusukunna, because what? This now we are trying to emphasize. This now is what? Is domiru mutasil. So because it's a domiru mutasil, we need to bring domiru moza mufasil and use what? Anfusukunna. Because we are told to use anfusu and ain. So anfusu is more popular. That's why I'm using that alone. Said ishtaroitu. Ishtaroitu dash asasa limonzili. Ishtaroitu dash asasa limonzili. I bought myself. I bought it myself. What did I bought the furniture of the house. So the furniture of the what? Of the house. So it will be ishtaroitu. Ishtaroitu. Can see is the two you want to emphasize. So that is what domiru moza, domiru mutesi. So if you want to do that, you need to bring domiru mutesi that goes with it. That's ana. You now bring what? Nafsi. Nafsi. So it will be what? Ishtaroitu ana nafsi. Asasa al-manzili, the furniture of there. So that's what you take. The rest of the terrain, that's number 6 to 10. You can solve 6 to 10. You can solve it yourself. So that's what we are taking today under the tadribat. Let's try to also solve more work examples ourselves. If Allah make it an easy one. Barakallahu fi you. Jazakumullah as you watch. Try to watch. Alhamdulillah. Shadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.